If you were wondering what's happening in the Phoenix real estate market, wonder no longer. In this video, we'll go over the facts and figures so you can make your best moves. Stick around to the end. You don't want to miss any of this information. Jennifer, take it away.
New listings. In October, there were 8,972. The previous month, there were 8,241. And last year, this time, there were 8,355.
Thank you, Jennifer. New listings being added to the market. More than last month and more than last year. But you know what? We're okay with that number. Don't worry about anything, ladies and gentlemen, as long as the rest of the facts and figures pan out for us. Now look, it's not going to be an even market. One side, buyer or seller, definitely have the advantage. And I'm going to disclose all that to you in a wee bit. That way, whatever move you have to make, and it could be both. You might be buying and or selling and or buying, whichever one you want to put first. Point being is these facts are going to help you determine if it's a good time to do one and or the other. So let's dive into the next statistic ASAP. Jennifer, what do we have next?
How about active listings? In October, there were 25,710. The previous month was 24,486. And last year this time, 21,253.
We're only 2 statistics into this video, and the picture's becoming a little clearer. If not, I'll keep focusing it in for us. Active listings were up from last month, as well as up from last year. Bottom line, we're adding more properties to the market than properties are being sold. And I think you're going to see why as we move on down the road in this video. If you think you know why, leave me a comment. Tell us. While you're at it, click subscribe and like. That truly helps this channel grow.
Closed listings. In October, there were 5,885. Last month, 5,253. And last year this time, 5,037. So people are out there buying. Why aren't you?
Exactly, Jennifer. Closed listings might be one of my favorite statistics because it's game over, meaning a property has gone through its cycle. For sale, contract negotiations, inspections, benzers, appraisals, and finally, buyers have a home of their dreams and sellers hopefully put a couple of dollars in their piggy bank. You can see that we're up from last month as well as up from last year, and that's great news. However, and what's interesting to me is you can see that we're not keeping up with the amount of properties being sold as the amount of properties being put on the market. And therein lies the proverbial rub. In a perfect world, every house that went on the market would be sold and the market would be as even as it could be. But what we're seeing now is more properties being added, new listings, and staying on the market, active listings, as we see the sold properties or closed listings. So closed listings aren't quite keeping up with active and new listings. However, we are still selling properties, and that's a good thing for both buyers and sellers.
Here comes the crowd favorite, or maybe not so much, because prices are going up. The average sales price last month was $593,627. The previous month, $583,604, and last year this time it was about $10,000 lower at $582,069.
You know, Jen, I think that average sales price is the crowd favorite still for both buyers and sellers. And let me explain why. Yes, most buyers want the price of properties to go into the basement. And sellers always want prices of properties to go through the roof. But most of the time, a buyer becomes a seller and a seller becomes a buyer. So what I think traditionally holds everything together, as it were, is when prices continue to increase. And sure, if they decrease here and there, that's fine. A little bit of ebbs and flows, as I always say. But you can see over the last month, as well as 12 months, property values have been increasing, but nothing crazy. And if you go back through any of our videos here on the Mr. Rogers Homes Living in Arizona YouTube channel, you'll see that there's been times where the average sales price has taken a dip or it's spiked a little bit. But again, when we look at the numbers, and that's exactly what these videos do, for us is show us what's what over a given period of time. We can go back more than 1 year. I like to kind of focus in on what's happening now, and I do think that going back 12 months is good enough for the sake of just this video. If we're actually thinking about buying or selling, or if you're actually thinking about buying or selling, what we want to do is formulate a fitting game plan, because they're not all the same. It's not one size fits all. Point being, over the course of 12 months, property values here in the Valley of the Sun have maintained and have actually increased. And that's actually a good thing, because once you buy a property, you want it to continue to go up. So win-win. That's just my opinion. Tell me what you think.
Sold to list ratio.
Oh, this is a good one.
In October, it was 97.28. The previous month was 97.3, essentially the same. And last year, this time, it was 97.7. And what this means, if the ratio was 100%, then that would mean the seller got their full asking price.
Thank you, Jennifer, not only for giving us the numbers for sold to list ratio, but for explaining it to our loyal subscribers. Gave me a little break, kind of like when you're at a concert and the lead singer needs to take a sip of a refreshing beverage, so he lets the drummer go on a solo for a wee bit. Okay, back to real estate for Phoenix and the metro area. This is what you came here for, the jokes and the numbers. I'm just joking, probably just the numbers. Doing what I can. If you're looking for your dream home, download our free and private home search app. Nobody's going to bother you. We don't sell your information, and it's easy to use. I'll put the link down in the description. You can also get buyers, sellers, or relocation guides there as well.
Monthly supply of inventory. In October, it was 4.4. The previous month was 4.7. And last year, this time, it was 4.2.
Month's supply of inventory. If you've been watching our Phoenix Metro real estate market updates, thank you if you do, you know that I believe a healthy amount of inventory is somewhere between 2 months low and 4 months high, 3 months mean average. You can see that we're still at the higher end of that spectrum. Yes, we're up from last year, but down from last month, so moving in the correct direction. You know what this tells me? That it's time for potential buyers to speak to their lenders, find out what their buying power is, and then get out there and find the home of their dreams.
Listing success rate. In October, it was 67.7%. The previous month was 66.4%. And last year, this time, it was better at 70%. And what this means is that essentially about 33% of listings do not sell.
You're spot on with that information, Jennifer. On the flip side, it means that 2 out of 3 properties are being sold, and that's good news. More good news is throughout the course of this video, we have identified why this is happening. More properties are being put on the market than are being sold, and the price of properties have continued to increase over the last 12 months. So, if the prices of goods and services and perhaps interest rates stay where they are, or even better, decrease, we're going to see the market shift more towards even keel. As right now, the advantage is absolutely in the buyer's favor, but a couple of tweaks here and there, that could shift. So, if you're thinking about buying, get moving. Pardon the pun. Last but not least,
Average days on market. In October was 86. The previous month, 85. And last year this time, it was 72.
what I'll add about days on market is to clear up a common misnomer. The average days on market isn't how long it takes for a property that is for sale to be sold. It's how long it takes for a property that is for sale to go under contract. There's still other steps before the property is actually sold and keys or titles exchange hands from seller to new buyer. So when we see average days on market currently at 86 days, that's how long it should take for a property that goes for sale to receive a contract on it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, watch this one. Until next time, please take care. God bless America. I'll talk to you soon.